All of the cereal box characters Tucan Sam, Tony the Tiger, Lucky, etc. enter a colosseum. Only one exits alive. Reddit, who is the ultimate serial killer? Isn't the Raisin Bran mascot an actual son? Pretty sure he'd burn them all and finish with 2 scoops off ashes. Cap'n Crunch has naval warfare at his disposal. Don't know how would that be used in an arena, though. Powdered Toast Man. Gary Grapenut. The cereal broke everyone's teeth. The Raisin Bran son will incinerate them all. This is tough. It could legitimately be a slaughter. Given the Leprechaun movie series, Lucky Charms could totally do some damage with that dirty leprechaun magic. Count Chocula, Booberry, Frankenberry, Fruit Brood are all literal monsters. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch pieces literally take bites out of each other, so you know they don't give a duck. Tony the Tiger as, well, a literal sentient ducking tiger. And a jacked one at that. Cookie Crisp as, what, a coyote? A wolf? Either way, see, Tony the Tiger. I'm not sure I want to go face to face with anyone who's ducking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. If someone gets that cuckoo over cereal, I don't see how they're not an unpredictable threat in combat. Same goes for Honeycomb Snap, Crackle, and Pop have the numbers advantage, and, also, with names like that, I don't want them anywhere near my bones and spine. But my pick would have to go with Cap'n Crunch purely for the military arsenal he has access to. Probably Lucky because he's magic. I'm going with Captain Crunch. He could just crunchitize all of the other mascots and leave them in that alternate dimension for the rest of eternity. Mr. T used to have a cereal. If he came out of retirement and brought the entire ducking a team with him, then it'd be a bloodbath. The Cocoa Puffs bird is legitimately crazy, it's his whole thing. Quaker Oats guy. He's got God on his side. Flintstones' Fruity Pebbles would win, especially if they can tag in Bam Bam. Count Chocula. That wolf from Cookie Crisp, he looks crazy and wears jeans. If you've ever watched some Salty Bet, you know that Tony the Tiger is an unstoppable force of destruction that brings woe unto his enemies. He is a monstrosity. Super Blow. Honeycomb Guy. My money is on Tony the Tiger. I'm telling ya now, Captain Crunch has probably seen a lot of combat. You activate his PTSD and he's probably going Rambo on all your asks. Mr. Rogers in a blood-stained sweater. Dig 'em. Kid from the Life cereal boxes is gonna have a tough day. Doug Flutie. The Trix Rabbit, that guy is a tweaker. Fred Flintstone has lived all this time smoking Winstons and downing vitamins. He's immortal and very strong. There is no answer aside from Sugar Bear. He is a 9-foot-tall bear. Snap, Crackle and Pop, that's what their bones will sound like between his jaws. Dig 'em. More like dug 'em, because he's going to be enjoying his foods through a straw for the rest of his day. Count Chocula will only be able to count on getting his face being removed. The only fair argument is Tony the Tiger, but even he wears a kerchief of some kind, meaning he's domesticated, aka SAWFT. Sugar Bear is a wild animal that has taste for 3 things: blood, tears, and the delicious taste of Golden Crisp. My husband and I have been very seriously discussing this over dinner. Husband really wants the bee from Honey Nut Cheerios to win, but thinks he'll lose. His pick, therefore, is Count Chocula. Me, the rooster on the Kellogg's Corn Flakes. He's hands down the winner. Roosters are pure evil, and he wouldn't be any different. He would take everyone down without a thought. If you're talking pure wiles though, Lucky would win. He always manages to slip away. One might say he's, wait for it, charmed. Haven't seen Sugar Bear yet. He is a bear, so he'd put up a good fight. The Corn Flakes Rooster. I've got to say, this is the most insightful and interesting AskReddit question I've ever heard. Plot twist: Chester the cheetah appears and kills everybody. The Cocoa Puffs mascot. Dude is coked out of his mind. Cap'n Crunch, Tony the Tiger, cannibalistic Cinnamon Toast Crunch pieces in that order. so I say Cap'n Crunch is the winner. I think a bracket needs to be made for this, and for Reddit to vote on it. Sue, am I one of the few who remembers the 3 bakers for Cinnamon Toast Crunch and how Wendell just made the other 2 disappear? Quisp, he's got a death ray. Cinnamon from Applejack's just gonna pass the joint and everyone's just gonna forget they were fighting. The leprechaun, obviously. Don't sleep on nature's path. The ghost of Harambe would wreck shit. Captain Crunch will tear up the roof of everyone's mouth. Wheaties. Every person to appear on the box represents the physical and competitive peak of humanity, the fastest, strongest, best fighters, and best competitors the world has ever known. The amalgamation of which is a literal superhuman being that has competed before crowds of thousands for their entire life in nearly every form of competition across the globe. They walk in carrying a baseball bat and dressed for a marathon. This anecdote is only tangentially related. A few nights ago, I came home and my wife was sitting at our full-sized upright piano and told me to listen. As she hit a few specific keys, there was a buzzing vibrating sound. Clearly, something had those notes as its resonant frequencies, and was somehow in contact with the piano. I took some of the panels off and had her keep hitting those notes while I tracked down the issue. I pulled the piano away from the wall and eventually traced the noise to the back of the piano. After about 10 minutes of digging, I realized that the back braces of the piano had an offset from the back panel, and that there was a cavity at the very back bottom. I got my cell phone video camera going with the light on and used it to look inside there. I saw something blue inside. I reached in and pulled out a 3-squared piece of plastic. It was one of those 3x3 sliding puzzles with one empty space where you have to slide them around to solve it. It was a picture of the Sugar Crisp bear. Greater than musical notes, can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp. Musical note: when was the last time you had a plastic toy in your cereal box? I figure this thing has got to be 25 to 30 years old. It's upsetting how no one is talking about fruity Cocoa Pebbles and tricks. Lucky. I swear to God, that leprechaun has to be up to something. Frankenberry for sure. Honestly, I'm caught between Tony the Tiger, Lucky, and the Cinnamon Toast Crunch pieces. Tony the Tiger is a literal tiger that can walk on 2 legs and works out every day, meaning he could beat the shit out of everybody. Lucky has actual magic and can cast spells against people, but it seems like he often needs a bowl of cereal to do magic. Other than that, there was a commercial where he summoned unicorns, so that could be used as an advantage. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch pieces are literal cannibals, meaning they aren't holding back in a fight. Their abilities include unhinging their jaw to eat anything they please and what looks to be super speed. I feel like Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs is gonna be out. He'll flat out go balls to the walls within seconds. Same for the Trix Rabbit, he'll be too preoccupied with eating his own cereal that he'll get duped. Count Chocula and Frankenberry and all the other monster cereals have some advantage, but they can also get killed by various things. Chocula can get killed if it's daytime, Frankenberry can easily get torn, Booberry will be down if the Ghostbusters cereal is allowed, and I'd say the carnivorous animals have a chance at succeeding. Tony the Tiger, Cookie Crisp Wolf, Kix Shark. All of them would attack each other. Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Crave would just eat each other. Wheaties might be able to get its famous athletes into fight, although I'm not sure if many of them could pick a fight. I'd say Captain Crunch would win because of his military power, as well as his alliance with Mr. T. Then again, he's a commander, but he could still have some good manpower. Also, would this fight be called the Cereal Bowl? The Raisin Bran son. He's a star. Like he'd burn everyone up. My hubby chimed in with the Quaker Oats man. You never suspect the quite ones. Cocoa Puffs bird by going berserk. Food theory should cover this. You pitiful fools. None would even dare say his name. That's how fearful you are. Because you know his power. Smackums. Smackums the frog. Too subtle to be guessed, you would never see his machinations at work. The true villain walks amongst you, undetected, unchallenged. He lures you in with the promises of a delicious, nutritious breakfast. Lies. It's puffed rice coated with cinnamon. There is no value here. No redemption. Yet, you bought it. Your parents bought it. They paid hard-earned money for falsifications and despair. Death by 1,000 deceptions. And you never realized. Woe to you mortals. King Vitamin. He's got an entire army at his disposal. If Brennan Lee Mulligan taught me anything, Tony the Tiger will come out on top. Tony. I feel like he'd be a beast. Or maybe Tucan Sam, if he can fly away and stake it out till the end. Tucan Sam. You never listen to Green Jello? Obviously it would be Boo Berry. Dude's literally a ghost. Can't kill him if he's already dead. Mint Berry Crunch. Count Chocula because he is Predator cereal. It really depends on whether Count Chocula is a higher vampire or not. If we ask Ume that he is a higher vampire rather than just a regular vampire, he'd definitely come out on top as they can only be killed by other higher vampires.